next award is the Community Service Award. This is only the third time Hayward Area Historical Society has given out a history award in the category of community service. The award recognizes an individual or group whose outstanding service has made a positive contribution to our community. With us tonight is the 2010 recipient, Karen Holtzmeister. Whose acceptance speech still stands in the record books. To give tonight's award, I would like to introduce Hayward Area Historical Society Board Member Richard Hitchcock.
I too have to pause a second before I take my first couple of steps because my hip may not work. So. It's a real pleasure to give this award tonight for several reasons. One, because the Community Service Award, which has only been given 3 times, goes to people that really give their time. Money's certainly part of it too on certain occasions, but it's the time that they spend in the community doing services for the community. And tonight we have one that I'm particularly proud of because my wife and I bought our first home in Cherryland. Our kids used to go over, in fact they started school at Colonial Acres, and they used to walk over to the Meek Estate Park to play. And so I know what Meek Estate Park was like in 1969, 1970, and I know what it's like today, which is much, much better. And of course this is part of what we're giving the award to. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to present Bob, and I did ask you about this because it says Robert on the program. I said, do you go by Robert or Bob? Because I noticed his name tag was Bob, and it says, oh, the only person that ever calls me Robert is my wife, and that's when I'm in trouble. So, Bob and Erica Campisi are getting the award for their contributions to the beautification and preservation of the Meek Estate. And to the Cherryland community in general. They lived in Cherryland for over 45 years in a 1928 Tudor-style house, and have participated very actively in the community. Bob was the one that restored the fountain in the 90s at the Meek Estate. I noticed that it didn't work. He was a retired plumber. He went to Hard and said, look, if you give me the supplies, I'll do the work. And he restored the fountain, the plumbing in it, but he also, in doing historic research, realized that there was a dish in the fountain that was missing. And he went searching through the Meek Estate house, and they found it in the basement. So the fountain now is complete as it was in the days when the Meeks still lived there, and it's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful fountain. Erica, as a result of the fountain too, started planting tulips, which were a favorite of the Meeks. And the flower gardens over there today are absolutely phenomenal. It's a wonderful place to walk. My wife and I actually still go back occasionally at lunchtime, eat lunch, and then go for a walk around the park, because it's a nice big park where you get lots of exercise. But the fountain, the plantings, the house, everything has been so great. And it's in this tradition that we give the award tonight to Bob and Erica Campisi.
Thank you, Mr. Hancock. I would like my wife to go first, so that way I can speak second and have the last word.
That's not fair, is it? It is true. My husband has been thinking about this fountain for a long time, and he finally got tired of looking at these little ruins in front of the Meek Estate. Actually, it's the back of Meek Estate, but it's a front to the Meek people. And he finally approached Hart and said, I will do the work for you if you pay for it. But while was he working on this fountain, there was also a daycare center right across the street, but people weren't aware of it. And these old peoples who came by and talked to Bob, wanted to know his update every day to see what he was doing, where he got supplied from, and he was just thrilled to explain to him. Of course, Italians talk a lot, as you know, so he was out there working and talking at the same time. And while he was at it, I planted 200 tulips in Meek Estate, which people, of course, enjoyed tremendously. So we're very honored to have this award. Thank you so much.
Okay, it's my turn. And the simple fact is that, yes, I did see the fountain sitting there idle. It was cracked, it was empty. And I did ask Wes Amundsen of the hard board, how about do something about the fountain? Naturally, and it was a fact, the answer was, we don't have the money. I thought about it for a couple of weeks and approached him again and gave him my best impression of the Godfather. You buy the material, I'll make the fountain up. And it was done. And I'm so pleased that Hard put so much time, money, effort into the project as I did, and improved the entire park with walkways that did not exist, lawns that were not there, they had never been there. Also, that they erected the posts and fences around the perimeter of the park, which made it become to me, oh, now this looks like a park. And all I can say is to the lady who put our names up, Derry Silva, will you please raise your hand, Derry? And that's a girl, thank you. But, without that, I wouldn't be standing here. And as my wife said, he's Italian, he likes to talk. And I could burn your ears off, and I could wear you down to where I would be talking to an empty room later. But I'm going to say to all of you, anytime you're driving down Hampton Road, go to the 200 block, turn on Boston Road, go park your car, take a walk through the park. You will love it. And even for me, yes, I should shut up, I know, but I'm going to continue. And I went to a couple of events that were taking place in the park. And it was to me, it was just, I was like, I don't believe this, that this park was here. It was neglected. Nobody paid any attention to it. But look at the hundreds of people in here at one time. And with that, I thought, I could do it again and again and again if it would develop such results as this. So please, go get over there, park your car, enjoy the whole park, and bring your kids, bring your grandchildren, bring food, and please, above all, I'm going to say it because this I firmly believe, this is my fountain. And I want everybody to enjoy it, because to me, that's my pride and joy of everything that I've fixed and put back together. This, I must say, is perfection. Thank you.
Just one more. I don't want the fire hydrant. There you go. Awesome. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Carol, on the hardboard. So what was it like to wake up one morning with a severed horse's head in your bed? But it made you think about what's about the plumbing at Meek Mansion fountain.